Hey, what's up, guys? Bob Bain and Joe Massey here from 40 Years and 40 Beers. Oh my God. The first 4 episodes of Stranger Things have dropped. The Crawl. What the hell did we just say?
First of all, let me just say, all 4 episodes I thought were fantastic. I loved every minute of it.
I don't disagree.
Did you walk away? Okay, so you walked away with the same.
I walked away with, can't believe I have to wait 4 more weeks to see what happens.
Exactly. My God. Like it was so great. It starts with Will having a flashback.
Well,
it's not Will having a flashback.
I know it's Will having a flashback.
We go back in time to 1983 and we see Will wooden teepee hut that he built for him and his friends. And then we see Vecna, like, I don't know, what does he hook up to him? Like some kind of like pipe or something?
He
puts a tentacle in his mouth. He starts shoving stuff in and he tells him like, we're going to do great things together, you and I. And that's a piece that you didn't get to see in season 1.
Correct. I agree. So we know now that there's basically this quarantine, right? So the whole town's under quarantine. So the military knows what's going on. So that's what's changed so much from the first 4 seasons.
They're living with...
There's no secret anymore.
That one family. They're all living together.
That was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
When they wake up and they're all having breakfast. Yeah.
What happened to the buyer's house? Did the buyer's house get like all destroyed and fucked up in season 4?
It's probably, I don't remember that. I don't remember either, but it could just be as simple as it's in the quarantine area.
You know what? No, because I think that's more like the middle school, right? I think like the middle school was more the quarantine area, I think. They don't really show you. I mean,
they don't. There was no explanation, but the buyers and I feel like 1 or 2 other people are living with Holly and Mike's parents.
One thing I will say is, so I love the fact that they pay so much homage to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
I can't take credit for this. I did notice it a little bit, but I didn't actually know what I was seeing until one of our really good friends on our group chat said it, John Anderson. Somebody brought up
yeah.
And he's like, she's wearing the same outfit as the brother in the Goonies. And I was like, oh my God, she is. When she was training in the woods, she was wearing like the gray rip t-shirt.
She's training like Rocky Balboa, cuz. It's crazy.
She was training more than Rocky Balboa. She was training like SEAL Team 6.
And you get to see the route she was taking through the woods in the first episode. You get to see what that actually was about at the end of episode 4. Like that route she took was an intentional route for a purpose. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that when we do episode 4.
No, but what do you mean? What do you mean the route that?
So when she was training in the woods in the beginning of episode 1, the crawl.
Okay.
And she's like, she hits the pumpkin and she goes over the ladder and she jumps over the bus.
Yeah.
That specific course of events was just like when she timed the thunder at the end of episode 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Got it. I see what you mean. It just it was well, what we'll talk about. You know,
it was intentional. It wasn't just.
Guess what I almost just said? I almost said, oh, well, it might have been a coincidence. But that's a huge theme of The Crawl.
Yeah.
Is there are no coincidences.
Yeah.
They don't believe in coincidences anymore.
And I love how they're giving codes over the radio airwaves.
Oh my God, how insane was that, dude?
And
how insane was that? Where they're like, all right, the crawl's tonight. And I was just like, when it first started, Mass, I'm sitting there watching it going, oh, look at this. I'm like, another job, another year, another job.
Yeah, right. And you don't know, but I felt like they did a fantastic job of explaining to you exactly what a crawl was within the first half hour.
I agree.
Do you feel like you completely understood what they were doing every time a shipment goes into the thing?
So a crawl is basically recon, right?
Correct.
So recon is a military term. Their terms are not military as a crawl.
But the way that they timed it with the supply, so there's a military base inside the Upside Down,
which was so insane, right? So when did that happen? How did that happen so quickly? And I guess we see, I mean, they show you how they open up the portal, right? And the convoy goes through. Is that what happened? Did they send so many people through that they could just build this military base?
But
look at the amount of security they have inside.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Through the course of the 4 episodes, you get to see that it's a very secure, very strong building. And like you're saying, to have a base there, period, is bananas in what you would think is a relatively short amount of time. But to build in the Upside Down and to have it be so secure it's almost unfathomable. Even in that world, it's crazy.
Correct. Like there's demigorgons all over the place, right? Demi
Yeah.
dogs. There's, I mean, Vecna, right? But I guess from what we saw so far, a lot of it was he's more sending people out. He's sending the demigorgons out to do his bidding.
Yeah. And in episode 1, you don't completely understand Holly's involvement and Holly's purpose, the little girl. But then that becomes clear to you by the time you get through episode 4.
What, her purpose? I mean, I don't even know. Well, I think it's not even just her. It's, and again, we're getting ahead of
But
ourselves.
you don't know that in episode 1. So I'm referring to my notes from episode 1.
So let's talk about that. So
you
now,
don't know.
This is the best part. Yeah, why did they all of a sudden, Holly, right? So the Wheeler family, okay?
Right.
So we've known Nancy, right? We've known Nancy and Mike, right? And we kind of knew the mother and father. I mean, the mother tried to be a cougar with Billy, at the pool.
Yeah.
She was showing her bathing suit. But Holly,
and the father was always like very aloof and very like typical.
He was a background character,
yeah.
Right? And then Holly, I didn't even know there was a Holly.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you know there was a Holly Wheeler until this season?
No. And to go from, I didn't know this little girl existed, to her playing what would appear to be a major significant part of episode 1 seemed very odd to me. Like if
I don't disagree.
Now it's a little more, you understand much more now that you get through all 4 of them. But if I'm referring to my notes from episode 1, it was unclear to me that she even existed. I didn't know, like when you look on your phone or when you look on the computer and it gives you the episode title, it just says the abduction of Holly ... I didn't get to see what her last name was on the episode title. So exactly. I didn't even know she was a Wheeler.
But before episode 1 of this season, have you ever even heard the name Holly?
I didn't know she existed. I specifically wrote that down because that was confusing.
I don't even know that I heard Mr. Wheeler.
Correct.
But before, maybe in season 1,
the father popped up from time to time.
Yeah. But I mean, he wasn't, you knew he had a father, right? We knew that Mike had a father. We knew Nancy had a father. But we knew Mrs. Wheeler from the pool with Billy and all her girlfriends when sexy ass mullet Billy was walking down the pool and they all loved him. That's really her only storyline for the most part in the entire series. Here's one thing I do want to talk about. My theory that Eddie Munson we haven't seen the last of him. So Dustin walks into school, right, with the Hellfire Club shirt on, and the jocks come up to him, try to beat him up, right? But then Lucas walks up and all of a sudden Lucas is all jacked. And not even about being jacked, because then Mike walks up, right? And who else?
The tables were turned.
No,
and Will.
But Will didn't really say much. But then they walked up, and you could see like their confidence, and the jocks looked at them like, "Oh, what the hell is going on?" They're up there.
They had enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But was it also because now that everything's out in the open, are there people who know that these kids are the ones who actually fought back at Vecna?
I think, yeah, everybody has to know. What I did write down is they did put what would seem to be unnecessary emphasis on the jocks. You see them in at least 2, maybe 3 episodes. You have this encounter in the beginning. You have an encounter later on. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. But it could also be that, yes, I think the whole town knows they fought against them. But I think everyone blames Will and his friends for bringing Vecna here in the first place. So it's not like these are the Spider-Mans and the Clark Kents of the neighborhood. These are the idiots who brought Vecna here in the first place. The least they could do is fight against them. Yeah.
Yeah. You know why? You know why? Because Batman is not a superhero. But anyway, that's another time. But anyway,
we're not going backwards now.
No, you might be right.
It ends with Hop getting stuck in the Upside Down.
So that's one thing that was actually incredible. So we talked about this a little bit earlier about how, they have this whole system going, right? So we pretty much find out since the end of episode 4, it looks like our team, that's what we'll call them, right? Our team. All right. Everybody involved. right? Whether it be Hopper, Joyce, all
70%
the
of the team is there.
listen, all the way down to what's Lucas's sister's name? I forget her name.
The girl with the pie and all. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
she had
yeah.
the pie.
But, I
Yeah.
mean, she's part of the team now, right? So they've pretty much been planning and plotting ever since the end of episode 4
And the
or
season
season
4.
4 of
Correct.
season 4.
Yes, correct. Yeah, you get
Okay.
that impression for sure.
So so I think hopefully this is still episode 1 when they go on the crawl, right? Once they get all the coordinates from Robin at the radio station, you see that like they're going down behind. They have these hidden tunnels where they have places to go, right? They're getting ready for the crawl, right? That wasn't done overnight. This took a long, long time. They have tunnels going into the Radio Shack. There's tunnels everywhere.
And what did he call? He didn't call it Best Buy. He called it Buy Best or something like that.
Who dug these tunnels? Where did these tunnels come from?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't remember what the number was, but they made a reference in either episode 1 or 2 that this was like their 70th or 80th crawl. So they probably dug the tunnels first. We have no real concept of how much time has elapsed since we left season 4.
In Stranger Things years, it's been a year. It was 1986. Now it's 1987. It's only been a year.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because after the flashback in the beginning, it goes from 83 to 87. And it's the 4-year anniversary of when it all began. They do mention that as well.
Correct.
So
Which was actually insane when he brought that up. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to play a big part into it.
Yeah.
So is this whole, because if you've noticed, we've progressed a lot in the 4 episodes, right? We've seen a ton, but linear time wise in the series, it's only been it's been like a day, because remember Lucas says that of 3 days is when this all began. So it might take the next 4 episodes and then whatever, it's going to be like a 2.5 hour finale on New Year's Eve. So let's say that's another 7 hours. It might take 7 hours to get through another 3 days.
You're right. They do make mention of like the anniversaries in 6 days.
3 days. I thought it was 3 days.
Well, okay, but it's it's less than a week.
Correct. We can agree there.
And you do get the impression that the finale will happen at that 3 or 6 day mark. Absolutely.
Correct.